In this video, we're going to have a look at calculating income costings. The unit costing is the cost of a single unit of an item that a business sells. It may be calculated as the specific cost of an individual item or based on a standard weight or volume calculation. The unit costing can then help a business set its sale price to make sure that it is receiving a specific profit margin that it wants to be earning. The steps required to calculate a unit costing is to work out how much for a single unit, then calculate the cost per unit required. The formula that you can use in unit costing to work out a cost per unit is equal to the total cost divided by the total units of measure. So let's have a look at some examples of how we can apply this formula to unit costing calculations. In our example, we want to calculate the cost per 100 grams of pet food if a 2.25 kilogram box costs the person $11.50. So the first step in working out the cost per 100 grams is to work out how much the box costs per kilogram, because we know that $11.50 is the cost for 2.5 kilograms. So per kg is going to equal total cost divided by total units. So substituting in our values, the total cost is $11.50, and we're going to divide that by 2.25. So that is going to equal $5.11 per 1 kilogram. So now that we know the per 1 kilogram amount, we can then do a second calculation to work out per 100 grams. Now, because there is 10 lots of 100 grams in a kilo, because there's 1,000 grams in a kilo, I can divide my per kilogram rate by 10 to get my rate for per 100 grams. So per 100 grams is going to equal to $5.11 divided by 10, which is equal to 51 cents. So the cost of the pet food per 100 grams is 51 cents. So that is an example of how we can use unit costings to work out how much a item costs given a specific unit amount. So now we'll have a look at an example where we can use unit costings to compare different items. In this example, the 3 items are sold in the following quantities. Brand A is 300 milliliters for $5.80. Brand B is 200 milliliters for $4.25. And brand C is 500 milliliters for $9.49. And we want to determine which item is the best buy. So we can determine which item is the best buy by reducing the cost of each brand down to a per 1 milliliter basis. So I'll start off with brand A, and our formula is going to be total cost over total units of measure. So substituting in our values, it's going to be $5.80 divided by 300. And when we write our answer, we're going to write it to 4 decimal places this time instead of the usual 2 to make sure we're getting enough information to determine the best buy. So per milliliter, it is going to be 0.0193 cents per 1 milliliter. And we can complete that calculation for brand B and brand C to determine which one is the better buy. So for brand B, we're going to do $4.25 divided by 200. So the cost per 1 milliliter for brand B is going to be 0.0213 cents per 1 milliliter. And then we'll complete the same calculation for brand C, which is going to be $9.49 divided by 500. So the cost per 1 milliliter for brand C is 0.0190 cents per 1 milliliter. So now that we have all of our different brands in the same quantity per 1 milliliter, we can see that brand C is going to be the best buy because it is the cheapest or has the lowest price per 1 milliliter. So brand C will be the best buy at 0.019 cents per 1 milliliter. So that's an example of how we can use unit costing to help determine which brand or which item is the better buy when we're comparing items that have different quantities.